Hey guys, my name is Em and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video it is going to be my summer TBR for 2022. I am so excited for summer. I love reading in summer. There's something about reading in summer that just puts you in a good mood, like sitting outside reading, maybe going to the beach and reading. It's just the best vibes and I'm so excited. I never set monthly TBRs because I never stick to them. I get new books throughout the month. I change my mind so much. I'm 100% a mood reader, so there's just no point in me making a TBR every month. However, I do like doing seasonal TBRs, especially for summer and autumn, because I tend to read a lot during those seasons and very themed books. As you can well guess, 99%, probably 100% actually, of these books are romance books. Not guaranteed that I'm going to read all of them, however I do kind of hope to. And again, as I said, like, you have so much time in summer. It's warm weather, you're sitting outside, like you're getting through like a book in like 2 days. I've actually tried to keep these books like very summer themed, so I may be reading other books that are not like summer themed. However, most of the books in this TBR are actually summer themed books, so hopefully you will get some recommendations as well. If you do want to see me do like a summer reads or beach read recommendation video as well, let me know, because I do have some that I read like last year and this year already that I would love to include in a recommendations video, so let me know if you want to see that. This is an incredibly large and ambitious TBR. I don't know where I think I am going with this, honestly. There's so many books on here, and also I don't have the physical copies of some of these books because as I was researching for this video I found so many books that I added to my wish list. However, I am nothing if not a broke bitch and I cannot afford to buy all of those summer books, so they're just going to stay on my wish list and maybe get them one by one throughout the summer. So without further ado, let's get into the TBR. Okay, so we're starting off with Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I feel like this is probably on a lot of people's TBRs if they've not read it already. I have read Emily Henry's other two books, People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read, and I kind of liked them. They were nothing special, they don't stick with me, but I did enjoy them and I did have a fun time reading them. However, everyone has been saying that this is her best book ever, and also they said that if you're an oldest child, specifically an eldest daughter, this book is going to hit you hard. It's going to put you in your feels, and you know what, I need those vibes. This is also my Patreon buddy read for June, so if you do want to read along with me and get an exclusive spoiler filled vlog of me reading this, the link to join my Patreon will be down in the description box. I'll just read what it says here. It says, Nora is a cutthroat literary agent at the top of her game. Her whole life is books. Charlie is an editor with a gift for creating bestsellers, and he is Nora's work nemesis. So we have like rivals to lovers, we have like a bookish setting because they're like literary agents and writers and stuff. Love that. Very fun vibes. Love the cover. Perfect summer. Solid start. So next up we have a book that I bought last summer, which is The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. This was probably the most hyped book of last summer, and I bought it towards the end of summer and I never actually got the opportunity to read it when it was still warm, so I was going to wait for this summer. That came around really quickly. Since then I've actually heard a lot of like negative things about this book, so I'm kind of scared to read it now. If you're in the book community, I'm sure you've heard of Mr. Aaron Blackford. Like, I've literally heard about him so much, I feel like I know him even though I've not read the book yet. So this is like a fake dating book where she needs to go to Spain for like a family wedding, and she asks her co-worker that she really doesn't like, Aaron Blackford, to go as her date, and they have to like fake date because she can't show up to her family not in a relationship, and then of course they probably fall in love. Next up we have a sad girl summer book. Along with like happy romances, we need to sprinkle a few devastating ones in there, so we have A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. I'm very concerned to read this book, however I do have a very specific video planned out for reading it, so I'm very excited about that. This book follows our main characters Poppy and Ruin, and they were like best friends and like childhood sweethearts, and then one of them moves away for 10 years or like stops talking to them for 10 years, and they come back, and when they reunite then something really terrible has happened or is happening or something like that, I don't know, and we kind of need to like piece together what has happened in the time that they were apart. My friend Lucy read this last summer, and I think since she read it I've probably gotten like a text a week asking me to read this book or like threatening me to read this book, and you know what, I respect that. I respect the dedication, and Lucy, I promise you I will read this book this summer. Okay, the next one then we have is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I have seen nothing but amazing things about this book. Another heart-wrenching one I think, but I'm not really sure what it's about. All I know is that like our main character Bree moves to this small town, and our main guy Archer Hale lives there, but like nobody speaks to him. I think he could be mute or deaf, I'm not really sure, but nobody speaks to him, nobody communicates with him. Everybody thinks he's a bit of an outcast. Then Bree strikes up a friendship with him. Things progress from there. I think they both have a pretty traumatic backstories. I'm intrigued to know what's going to happen there, but I'm very excited to read this book. book. Okay, then we have Hook, Line and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. This is the sequel or like companion novel, I suppose, to It Happened One Summer. I'm excited to read this book. I did like the first book. However, I've kind of heard mixed things about this one. Piper and Brendan are the couple in the first book, and this follows then Piper's sister Hannah and then Brendan's best friend Fox. So I'm hoping that like the two stories will be interconnected and that we'll get to see a lot of Piper and Brendan as well. But this just looks like a fun book. It's set in like a seaside like fishing town, so it does kind of give those summer vibes because of that. Okay, then we have Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. To say I've seen this literally everywhere for the past like month or two is no exaggeration. It's been everywhere and I'm so excited to read it. This is like a small town romance. So our main character runs away from her wedding and she goes to this small town because her estranged sister has called her. They're identical twins, but they don't speak or whatever, and her sister calls her to this town, says that she needs help. So she gets to this town and her sister's in a lot of trouble, and then she steals our main character's car, money, everything, and leaves town, but leaves our main character with her daughter. So then we have this woman stuck in this small town with her niece that she never knew she had, and then we meet this grumpy guy who kind of makes it his business to like help them, and I just love the sound of that, and it looks amazing. Small town romance, grumpy sunshine, single parent kind of trope. I don't know, very excited to read it though, and yeah, it just looks amazing. Okay, so we have 3 more physical books on this TBR and they're all beachy themed, like summer beach house themed books. So the first one we have is Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. I actually don't really know what this book is about, I'm not gonna lie to you. All I know is that like she is very rich and she kind of like has a business. But yeah, this is like good girl bad boy trope. What more do you want? Okay, the next 2 are probably the most exciting books I have on my TBR. Maybe I should have started with these 2 because I know I'm gonna read them. But the first one we have is The Infinity Between Us by N.S. Perkins, and I am so excited to read this book. So this has 2 timelines, past and present, and we have our 2 main characters who have spent every summer together their whole lives at this beach house, which, oh my god, that is my favorite trope ever. Like, give me a beach house, give me a family who summers at a different place. I am there, I am set, I am listening. So we have that, they go through all these summers and they're together. Then there's something that kind of like stops their communication. They stop going to the beach house, they don't speak anymore. And then in the present day we have our main character Violet, who hasn't seen the beach house or him in years, but then something happens in the town to bring her back, and then they're like communicating there, they're thinking about selling the house, and then they're like, no, give us 1 summer to convince you not to sell the house. So we're going in their past summers and like leading up to what's made them stop communicating, and then we have present day when they're spending one last summer together before they decide whether or not to sell the house. And I just can't wait to read this book. Also, it's extremely short, so I know I'm gonna be able to read this in like 1 sitting. I just know I'm gonna love this book, and if I'm disappointed by this book, deleting this whole channel, because I'm determined to love this. Okay, 5-star vibes for sure. Then we have The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walter. I am so excited to read this book again. This kind of has the same premise, honestly, but we have like this family who always goes to the beach for the summer. However, 18 months ago her sister passed away, so she hasn't been back to the beach house since, and this summer they're going back and it's going to be the summer of broken rules. She's determined to live her life to the fullest, experience everything, and I just know that this is going to be amazing. And what people have said is that this gives them like Visco Girl summer vibes, and you know what, summer 2019 was where it was at. I think this is going to be the perfect blend of like beachy vibes and romance and stuff, but also kind of like sad, devastating topics, because obviously her sister has died. So yeah, very excited to read this. So that is all for my physical books. However, I do have some books that I kind of hope to buy over the summer, and yeah, let's get into the books that are on my TBR that I don't have physically. Okay, so the first one that I have is a very hyped book, and it is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I have just heard so much about this book, and honestly I wanted it for the longest time, but the UK cover on Amazon is just so ugly. I cannot physically own that book. So this follows our main characters. I don't know her name, but I know his name is Elliot, I think, and they were like best friends. They had a very close relationship, possibly in love, I don't know, and then again something happens that they are torn apart. So we have past and present, and all I know is that something devastating happened to stop them talking, or like when they weren't talking, and we kind of have to piece that together. Then we have Broken French, which I just found out about a little while ago. A billionaire single parent nanny trope, where this girl thinks she's getting a promotion in work, however she gets fired, so she takes on a job as a nanny, and the job is basically to like go on this yacht or like this boat or cruise, I don't know, it's a water vehicle, for the summer and look after his child. So yeah, we spend the whole like summer on this boat. She's falling in love with the dad. I don't know how to describe it. The cover's amazing, story sounds amazing. I'm describing it very badly, but that's just the theme of this video. Okay, so then we probably have the most popular book of the summer. It is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I do have this book ordered, however it's not arriving for like another 2 weeks. So this is like the tagline for the book. It says 6 summers to fall in love, 1 moment to fall apart, a weekend to get it right. Absolutely yes. So again, this is literally the same trope as like 3 other books that I've mentioned on this TBR. Literally all of these books sound the same, yet I will read every single one of them and probably rate them all 5 stars. Okay, so the next one we have is Her Name in the Sky by Kelly Quinlan. This is like a sapphic romance where we have this very religious small town, and I know that this deals with a lot of like homophobia and religious trauma and everything like that, so I am kind of like aware that this is going to be probably a darker book. However, it does still give me like those rom-com like summer romance vibes, and I've been watching aesthetic videos on TikTok for it and they look amazing. I'm fairly sure Hannah is the main character, and we have her like kind of struggling with the fact that she doesn't want to go the route that everybody wants her to go. She should want to go to the prom with Clay, who's like a very loving boyfriend, I don't know, but she doesn't. She wants Baker, who is like her opposite, I don't know, but I think it's gonna be like a cute sapphic romance and I'm very excited. Then we have My Mamma Mia Summer. Now this book gives me the vibes of like Airport Mother. I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels like the book that like a mother will pick up on her way through the airport and read by the beach. I've never experienced that myself because my mother doesn't read. I haven't really heard anything about it. However, the premise sounds amazing. So this is basically like a Mamma Mia retelling in book format, which I love. She goes to Greece. She's determined to have her Mamma Mia summer. That's all I know. That's all I need to know. Okay, then we have Sunkissed by Casey West. Now this one is a YA book. YA contemporary romances are not my thing. However, this one does sound amazing. We have our main character who is kind of like a bit upset that she has to spend the whole summer at a family resort. However, when she gets there, she finds that it's not actually as bad as she thought, and she kind of falls in love and like has that summer. It gives me very much Summer I Turned Pretty vibes, which is what I'm looking for since I read that series. Okay, so that is it for this insanely large summer TBR. I hope you got some recommendations for this. I hope you're excited. I hopefully will be vlogging reading most of these books or all of these books because I'm going to be doing 24-hour readathons, reading vlogs, everything in between. So I'm very excited to get all of these books read. I am also going to be filming a summer wrap-up video towards the end of like August into September to let you know how many of these books I read or what books I read. But I'm very excited for this summer, for reading, for everything like that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments if you read any of these books, if you want to read any of these books, or if you have any more recommendations for me, because clearly I will never stop adding books to my TBR. But yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Comment the watermelon and the strawberry emoji if you watched to the end. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, all my links will be down in the description box to my social media, my Amazon wishlist, and also my Patreon if you want to get some new and exclusive content from me. But yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay amazing, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!